You're right, all. So I'm going to have to bring up something pretty gloomy here, but it's obviously a week now since the Liverpool parade and obviously the incident happened there. Now, with the ambulance, when I heard about what the ambulance was actually trying to attend to, allegedly, it kind of confirmed my suspicions. Now, for anyone who watches my channel quite frequently, I never got jabbed against a certain supposed virus a couple of years ago, and on my travels everywhere I go now, I see ambulances on the road literally all the time, out on blue lights. It's almost like an in joke to myself how long it'll be till I see an ambulance on blue lights, or how many am I going to see. Almost like a game, basically. A pretty sick game, but then again, it's not my fault, is it? You know what's happened over the last couple of years. You could have a rational explanation. It's just an aging population, perhaps, or people are a bit more accident prone after being locked in their homes for a good 2 years or so. But anyway, this does kind of tie in with it. Kind of added to my suspicions. Let's put it that way. It hasn't confirmed anything. It's just added to my suspicions that something could be going on in the background with the ambulance trying to attend to a heart attack. A man having a heart attack allegedly. The Liverpool incident I will get to later on in another video, but for now I just wanted to break away and just cover something else that I've been meaning to. The day before, I'd noticed a young boxer, 25 years old, female boxer, Georgie O'Connor. She died at age 25 with turbo cancer. All of a sudden, there's a lot of turbo cancer floating around with young, healthy adults, which is not really something you'd expect to see so frequently, but we are at the minute. There also seems to be quite a few footballers. There was a Fulham footballer had sudden death, aged 37. I'm obviously on the algorithm watch list now for saying them two words, but so be it, you know. If I'm wrong, that's fantastic. I really hope I am, but if I'm not, then people in the NHS probably need to start speaking out. But then again, they've obviously stayed quiet during this time, particularly during all that business that went on. So you got to remember as well, it was worldwide. Australia, there's a couple of headlines here I've noticed from Australia. So cancer rates have shot through the roof recently. And recently I've been following a lady in Ireland. She's been saying that, there's two headlines where the vaccine for children that was recommended not long ago for pregnant women is now deemed unsafe. And in the Irish, some of the Irish Times over in Ireland, I think there's one lady in Edinburgh who's an Irish runner. She died age 24, dropped dead all of a sudden. And there's a lady in Ireland as well, in the Cork City Marathon, who also died as well. Both young, healthy women with their lives ahead of them. Jeff O'Looney, obviously that Undertaker who was talking at the time, I think he's fake myself. I mean, what would be the chance he has a bloody name like Looney? But, he was talking that within 3 to 5 years you'll start seeing the aftermath of them procedures start kicking in. Well, we're 4 years on now, and although it's not particularly obvious when you photograph like a big parade like the one in Liverpool, but I don't know. I really don't know, and I hope I'm totally wrong. I really do. I'll finish on a story of my own. Now, I'm not particularly keen on dating anyone who got jabbed. In fact, I pretty much won't. And I'll give an example why. When I met a lady in London back in December last year, we met at a pub. We were discussing things, and obviously I wanted to ask, have you been poked? And she said, yeah. And as a result, I wasn't game. She still was. We got to the train station, and she moved in to give us a kiss. I didn't really want to, but she kissed me. And within 5 minutes, people who've been watching my channel a long time will maybe remember this, but I picked up probably one of the worst chest infections I've ever had. It began within 5 minutes. It was almost like that scene in 28 Weeks Later of Robert Carlyle, where his missus, who's got the virus inside her, but she's sort of immune at the same time, kisses him, knowing she's going to pass it on to him, and it obviously starts getting that rage virus kicking in, within seconds. And it was the same with me. Literally within 5 minutes, she kissed me at the entrance to the train station, and then I broke it off, moved onto the platform, and literally just then I started feeling ill, and it was the worst chest infection I've had in years. Whether or not that's linked, but then again, years ago, what we're talking 2022, I kissed a lady who was pretty much. I never asked her, but I'm pretty convinced by some of the normie stuff she was saying. I reckon she'd been jabbed, and then in the morning, my head was absolutely pounding. Really bad headache, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it? But as I say, it's entirely speculation, and I don't really think there's much else I can add on to that. It's just something to be aware of, something to watch in the headlines. And apologies for making it gloomy, but I think, like Enoch Power said on his Rivers of Blood speech, he doesn't have the right not to say it. It kind of should be said, and that's that.